So Arsenal return here to the Georgios Karaiskakis Stadium just a few weeks after beating Benfica in the last round of the Europa League. This is the Olympiacos versus Arsenal match preview. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. In this video, I'm going to be looking ahead to this week's big Europa League game here in Athens against Olympiacos. I'm going to be looking at a brief history of the club, have a look at their coach as well, their current form, and also looking at our predicted lineup and give a score prediction as well. Just before I get into all that, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you're new here, you like some positive Arsenal content, please click on the subscribe button down in the corner there. Completely free of charge. It does help the channel to reach a larger audience. Please give this video a like as well, share the content around, and if you've got any comments at all to make about this particular game or anything else to do with Arsenal, please drop them in the comments box below, as I do love to hear from you guys, and also as well I do try to reply to as many as I can. So Olympiacos, then, they were founded on the 10th of March 1925. So today actually marks the 96th anniversary of the club. So happy birthday to Olympiacos. They've actually become the most successful club in Greek football. They've won a record 45 domestic league titles, which of course included last season. They've won a record 26 Greek cups as well, again including last season, and a record 18 domestic doubles, again including last season. They have won 7 titles in a row on 2 separate occasions. That was between 1997 and 2003, and then again between 2011 and 2017. And they've actually been unbeaten 6 times in the league. The last of those was in 1954 to 1955. Their record in Europe, though, hasn't actually been that great. They have played 309 matches in European competitions throughout the years. They've won 121, drawn 55, lost 133. They've scored 403 goals and conceded 445. They've never actually got past the round of 16 in the Europa League. And of course, last season they did lose at this stage to Wolves, of course, having beaten us, if you remember, in the previous round. So Olympiacos' coach is Pedro Martins. He's Portuguese, and this is actually his first managerial job outside of his home nation. He took charge in April 2018, and of course he did win the title last season along with the cup, so that wasn't a bad first full season in charge. He ran his record 15th match for the club in Europe, which was back in October. And he was Greek Manager of the Year, of course, in 2019-2020. Just recently as well, he actually won his 100th match in charge of the club, and that was from 147 that he's taken charge of. So a really good record. He's only lost 22 of those games, so he's actually got a 68% win ratio with Olympiacos. In terms of past meetings, then, we've actually played Olympiacos 10 times over the course of European competitions. We've actually won 5 and lost 5. We've scored 16 goals and Olympiacos have scored 13. Our first meeting with them came in September 2009, which was at the Emirates, a 2-0 victory, before a return here in December of that year ended in a 1-0 defeat. In fact, that was the story of it really in the first few occasions that we met. 2011, we won 2-1 at the Emirates before losing 3-1 here. It was a goal from Yossi Benayoun, became the first Arsenal player to score in this stadium. The following year, 2012, again we won 3-1 at home before losing 2-1 here. That was a goal from Thomas Rosicky for us on that particular occasion. And then in 2015, the roles were reversed. Olympiacos actually won 3-2 at the Emirates in his group stage. And then in December of 2015, we did come in needing to win to qualify. And it was a hat-trick from Olivier Giroud, which saw us win that game and make it through to the knockout stage. Of course, the next time we met was last season, wasn't it, in the Europa League? We won the first leg here, actually, 1-0. It was a late goal, if you remember, from Alexander Lacazette before Olympiacos won the return leg at the Emirates 2-1 after extra time with that late goal to progress through. Of course, we did win at this stadium, didn't we? I say a few weeks ago when we beat Benfica 3-2, coming from behind with those late goals from Kieran Tierney and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to win that game. So we have actually won on our last 3 meetings in this stadium. In terms of current form then, Olympiacos are well clear at the top of the Greek league. They did actually win 15 league games in a row until a recent defeat away at Panathinaikos, which was back in February. In fact, they've won 20 of their 25 league games and they've conceded just 12 goals. They've also made it through to the semi-final of their domestic cup as well. Of course, their record in Europe hasn't been too great. They did finish third in their Champions League group, which was behind Manchester City and Porto, although they did lose 5 of those 6 matches, including both games against Manchester City. They lost 3-0 at the Etihad and 1-0 here. In the last round of the Europa League, they did scrape past PSV. They won the first leg here by 4-2 before losing 2-1 away in Holland. In fact, it was only a late goal in the 88th minute from Hassan that sent them through. So they got through in a very similar way to us with a late goal when they were on the verge of defeat. So in terms of our predicted lineup, it's going to be really difficult to know what Arteta's going to be doing in this game. I think there's going to be a few changes from the league game against Burnley at the weekend. So I'm expecting us to line up something like this. Although, as I've said before, you can never really read Mikel Arteta, can you? You're never quite sure what he's going to do. But this is what I think he might well go. I think Bernd Leno's going to start in goal. I think the back 4, I think if Cedric's fit, I think he might well come in at right back again. I think the 2 centre-backs will be David Luiz and Pablo Mari. Both of them are playing quite well at the moment. And I think Kieran Tierney will stay at left back. I think Thomas Partey will start in midfield. The question is, does Granit Xhaka stay in the team, of course, following his mistake at Burnley, or will maybe Dani Ceballos or even Mohamed Elneny come in that position? That's going to be a decision, I think, for Mikel Arteta to make. In terms of the front 4, again, I think there'll be a few changes. I've got a feeling Nicolas Pepe might well start in this game on the left-hand side in place of Willian. I think Saka will play on the right. Odegaard's going to play at number 10, obviously, because Emil Smith-Rowe is still injured. And Aubameyang, I believe, will start up front following his goal at Burnley. And he is in good recent form, isn't he, with 6 goals in his last 5 starts for the club. So that's what I'm expecting the starting lineup to be. Of course, we've got other players as well, haven't we, to consider. Martinelli, maybe. He's not played much football lately. He seems out of favour, though, but maybe he might get an opportunity in this game, possibly from the bench. I say the midfield area is going to be the important position, isn't it? Who is going to partner Thomas Partey? That's the big question Mikel Arteta's got to answer. I personally think he's going to go with Dani Ceballos, but we'll see. But that's the lineup I'm expecting from this game. So a score prediction then, very difficult, these Europa League games, aren't they? If you're looking at their record in Europe this season, the fact we've won here the last 3 times that we've played, you've got to maybe fancy us to be favourites going into this game, although our recent form has been very up and down. I think it's going to be a difficult game, of course, a really important game. And of course, any away goal is going to be really, really important, isn't it? I think we're going to score. But I also think Olympiacos may well score as well. I'm going to go for a very similar result to that we got in the first leg against Benfica a few weeks ago. I'm going to say this game's going to finish Olympiacos 1, Arsenal 1. So everything now looking as though it's going to ride on the Europa League for Arsenal this season in terms of us qualifying for Europe. Our form in the league has been far too inconsistent. The top 6 is now looking further and further away. So I think we do need to go all out to try to win this competition. But it's going to be far from easy. This is not an easy game. Yes, it's perhaps one of the easier draws that we could have got if we're totally honest. But Olympiacos on their day can beat anybody. I understand they've got a few injury problems which may not help their cause. But even so, I still think it's going to be a tough game. But it is a massively important game that we get a decent result from. I think a goal is really important. If we can score an away goal, then I think we've got every chance of going through as we did in the last round. It's very important that we get through this tie, isn't it? And then keep the season alive and move on to the quarterfinals. And then suddenly you start to dream of a good run, don't you? So it's important to get through this game. It's a big game for Arsenal. Let's hope that we can turn up on the night, produce a good performance and get the right result. So that's my preview there of this week's Europa League game here in Athens against Olympiacos. I say a really big game for Arsenal, a really tough game as well. Coming up on the channel, I've got some great stuff. I've got a live show tonight. I've got Olympiacos fan Costa's coming on as well to talk about this game, give us a bit more insight information into the club and what's going on there at the moment as well. So that's going to be really good. That's going out at 7:30. I'll be doing a watch along, of course, tomorrow night at the game as well. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff, so I'll be going live at about 7:45 with all the build up and the team news and then full match commentary and analysis. And I will also do a quick fan cam reaction show at the end as well, speak to a couple of fans just to get some instant reaction to the performance and hopefully a good result for Arsenal. Then of course we then start looking ahead, don't we, to a big weekend with North London derby. I've got a live show on Friday evening. I've got Tottenham fan Mark coming on. That's going to be a really good show. Do some of the usual stuff as well. I'm going to repeat my picture quiz from last week. It's obviously Arsenal Tottenham themed picture quiz. That's going to be fun as well. So that's going to go out at 7 o'clock on Friday, so stay tuned for that. And then of course the big North London derby on Sunday. Saturday I'll be putting out my preview of that game before, again, a live watch along on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. So I'll probably go live about 4:15 for all the fun and games there, and it should be a good fan cam reaction show after that as well. So loads coming up on the channel. So if you haven't done so already, please get the subscribe button down in the corner there. Please give this video a like, please share the content around us, and please give your thoughts in the box as well about this game, obviously the big North London derby at the weekend, or anything else to do with Arsenal as well. Stay tuned to the channel. Say loads of good stuff coming up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I say please subscribe and like the video as well, as we head towards a really big few days for Arsenal. This, isn't it, probably our biggest few days of the season. Come on, you Gunners!